Hi, I'm Nuns number 2, and it's not a conspiracy, but there's a lot of us in Canberra, actually. Look, I want to show you how science fiction can turn into science fact, and to do that you need a bunch of people who don't believe in the word impossible. If you see down the bottom of this slide here, we've just received the trademark GPS-2, and what I'm standing here and going to tell you is that the future of GPS, the future of positioning in the world, is either going to have quite a bit of locator in it or a hell of a lot of locator in it. Luckily, we're Canberra guys. This is proudly Australian technology. Dave Small is my partner. He's the inventor of all of this. Dave currently has, as of today, 110 granted patents and another 160 coming through. This is a staggeringly new technology. And the problem that we faced is that one day when we were playing around with GPS in the early 90s, we started to understand that GPS is full of holes. That screwed up my text here for some reason, but what the world wants, what Google wants to do is to give you a positioning inside a mall. It's the same thing that Apple wants to do. If you want to position forklifts and things inside buildings or automate things, you have to know exactly where things are. Why has this not been done? Because it's been considered mission impossible, and let me give you a really quick description. The GPS constellation is an incredibly complex system that's been put up by nations. It's all based around these atomic clocks that float in space. There's 30 satellites. Each satellite has 3 atomic clocks. It's an incredibly complex system. You have to be a superpower to do it. It costs $40 billion, and it costs about $2 billion per annum to run. So when a couple of guys in Canberra said, look, we're going to replace the GPS locally and fill those holes, this is what the world saw. They thought that we were crazy. And in fact, I don't have a great opinion of venture capitalists, unlike some people in this room. And this is an actual quote from one of Australia's greatest VCs. Luckily for us, we've invented a new device. This is called a locator light. And to continue the impossible story, this device is around about $25,000, and it does the same job as a $250 million satellite. The GPS everywhere future is coming. Our technology is being rolled out across the world. This is not a science experiment or a theory. This is real, and it is extremely disruptive to the entire $200 billion industry. And in fact, when we approached the main magazine in the world to give us some coverage on our launch, they said, I quote, "If we don't see it with our own eyes, we won't give you any coverage." They came, they saw, and we got the front cover. I just want to give you a few examples of the sorts of things that are being rolled out right now. Leica Geosystems is the world's biggest professional GPS company. They're rolling out our technology, and in fact, the first system is being deployed at the Boddington Gold Mine in Western Australia. It covers 5 kilometres, and if you want to understand what the level of science fiction that we're delivering across this mine, we're positioning it to machines to better than 1.5 centimetres. They have started to produce the world's first GPS Plus locator receiver, and 3 months after launch of this technology through them, we received the Mining Magazine's Product of the Year award. The inventors of GPS, the US military, have given us our first contract in December. We have a contract to cover 2,500 square miles of the White Sands Missile Range in New Mexico. Aircraft that are travelling at 500 kilometres an hour at a range of 50 miles, we're positioning them to better than the width of a business card. It truly is science fiction. We're about to become the new gold standard for the future development of GPS for the US military. So, we felt we'd done it. We thought we could change the world. And again, this is a sort of reaction we've had from a lot of people in Australia. I'll tell you, one of the hardest things that you're going to find is that if you develop something that's really amazing, Australia has unbelievably smart people, you will find it really difficult to commercialise from here. So, number 1, some lessons that I've learned from the front. Defend your dream. You'll find that 99.99% of people sit on the sidelines either laughing at you or telling you that it can't be done. Don't listen to them. You can and you will achieve spectacular things if you have the balls to go for it. Number 2, find support. In 2003, when no one else would listen to us, we found Epicorp, which is a precursor of Lighthouse. And Rosalind Hughes, the first CEO of that company, sat down for long enough to listen to us, and it was a fantastic thing. We got our first grant. Locata has now raised $32 million of funds with not one penny of venture capital funding, and we're very proud of that. The fact is that you need support. You can't do this alone, especially if you want to take it to the world. But really, one of the most important things that I've found in this whole journey is that don't do this for money, don't do this for fame. You have to be internally happy inside yourself to be able to put out, continue working when everything honestly seems to be impossible. I know that a lot of you have got a spark in your heart to do something important and to change the world. You harbour that spark and don't let anyone take it from you. And if you do it right, this is the way I see it. Please enjoy your own journey. Thank you.